If you are in any way considering becoming a realtor, please watch this video first. If you are studying for your exam currently, you finish all your classes, you're getting ready to study for exam, please don't study tonight. Watch this video, sleep on it, and figure out what you want to do tomorrow, okay? I'm here to de-influence you on becoming a realtor. I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. But this is why I waited so long to come out with this video, because I feel like there's really no way to say this without sounding negative or sound like a hater. I'm not a hater, y'all. I promise I'm not a hater. But I feel like I wish I had someone to tell me these things prior to me becoming a realtor. And I have not seen a video to date. I've looked, y'all. I have not seen a video that really breaks this down in a real way. It's very corporate. It's giving very bells and whistles. It's giving very fluffy. There's nothing that's really giving the information that I'm about to give today. So with that being said, these are 7 things I wish that I knew before becoming a realtor. Okay. Now, before I jump into that, I do want to tell you guys to stay until the end because I do have a surprise at the end. But also, just to give you guys a little bit of background about myself, my name is Monique D. I worked in radio and television for over 10 years. iHeartMedia, Clear Channel, whatever you want to call it, as well as several television stations that I'm not about to name right now because that's not the point of that's not the point of this video. But the point is, my goal with this channel is to help people with everything that I learned in radio and television, whether it's marketing related, web design, branding, all the things. I pour this into this channel. So if you're interested in this type of content, please subscribe. This video is not my normal content. Okay, this is way off brand, but you can tell I'm passionate about it because I have to get this video out. I feel like everybody's being played into becoming a realtor because nobody's really sharing information. They're just saying, yeah, girl, go for it. Or yeah, do it. You know, it's very fluffy and we're not going to be fluffy today. Okay. We're going to be very, very real. Okay. So we'll jump right into it. Also, before I get into the 7 things that I wish that I knew before becoming a realtor, let me also say that I am not somebody that just, because I know the comments are going to come. I'm like, oh, well, you just jumped in because, you know, you were jumping on the train, the bandwagon, whatever. Not true. Okay. When I was 17 years old, I started studying for my real estate license. Granted, you cannot legally study or join a class or start a class or anything until you turn 18. But when I was still in high school, 17, after school, my sister, my cousin, we would go to my mom's friend's house who was a broker, and she would train us. So we started, you know, learning things, studying, and kind of getting the ropes of things and understanding real estate. And then, of course, my sister and my cousin were older, so they were able to go ahead and, you know, do what they wanted to do with their stuff, but I had to wait until I turned 18. Long story short, after I graduated, I got into radio and television while I was studying for school with journalism, and that just kind of took off. So I ended up just sticking with the radio and television, and I said I'll come back to real estate later. It was always in the back of my mind, but it's not something that I just jumped on the bandwagon. It was always something I wanted to do because I saw my parents do it. Okay. So with that being said, I don't want to hear any comments about, oh, you just jumped on the bandwagon and that's what happened. No, it's not. Okay, so shut up. Anyway, so let's jump into the 7 things that I wish I knew before I became a realtor. And I actually wrote them down because I don't want to miss anything. Okay, so let's jump into it. Number 1, the exam is easier than the actual business. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but when I got into it, I thought it was the opposite. I thought that the exam was the hard part and that I would just jump into the field and take off running. Like, to me, it just did not seem that complicated, especially seeing it from different aspects and other perspectives of people working in real estate. I mean, obviously it came easier to them because they have more experience in the field. But you guys, once you get into the field, it's a whole different ball game. Like literally the exam was the easy part. So if you feel like the exam is hard, then you should probably get an idea of what I'm trying to say right now. Like you really got to get out there. And the exam is not going to help you for what's to come. Okay. And this is not being negative. This is just being very, very honest. All right. Number 2, you will hop brokerages. And I feel like people come into real estate and they feel like, oh, I joined this company. I can't move. If I move, I'm a failure. Or if I move, I'm not being loyal to my broker or the agent that helped me or whatever the case may be. That is not true. Y'all, you will hop brokerages, okay? And get comfortable doing it. Get excited to do it because one thing that they do not tell you is that these brokerages lie. They will lie their butts off to get you in to work under them and promise you all these things. Oh yeah, you get this commission and we give you flowers every Monday and Wednesday is free icy day. And like, it's just all these promises that are just not, like, they don't follow through with them. So when I tell you guys, get comfortable with shifting and pivoting quickly in real estate. Like, I feel like a lot of the times and the times that I've really struggled in real estate is when I was too afraid to pivot because I wanted to be loyal to somebody or I wanted to, you know, stick to the code, whatever it is. Baby, you should only be loyal to yourself in this business. You should only be loyal to you and your clients. That's it. Everybody else in that brokerage, they are in it for themselves. And that's how you need to look at it. Friend or not, whatever it is, you need to look at it as this is the business and we could be friends outside of this, but baby, I'm going to come in here and get this money because I'm telling y'all, and we'll get to that point in a second. Anyway, you will have brokerages and be okay with it. It is okay. These brokerages lie to get you in. Once you get in and you realize that it's all fake and all fluff, whatever it may be, you need to be okay with leaving and going to something else. You need to be okay with not settling for your brokerage the same way you won't settle for anything in life. Okay. And once those fees kick in, baby, you gonna pivot. You gonna pivot real quick. Okay. Which brings me to number 3. The fees, y'all. The fees. Like, I cannot stress you guys the amount of fees that you pay as a realtor. And it's so funny to me when I hear people say like, oh, I've had a few people say to me, oh yeah, Mo, I'm about to quit my job and just become a realtor. Like, girl, you're gonna need that job. You're gonna need it. You're gonna go live in a box selling houses. Like, you need that job. So the fees that you have to spend, and I will say that I was warned about this. My mom did tell me about this, but that's my mom. You know what I mean? We don't listen to our parents. So that's partially my fault. She did mention fees, but I didn't hear her out when she mentioned fees. When she said fees, I'm thinking, okay, so you have to pay for the state exam and just the regular like brokerage fee, maybe, and then a fee to join the realtor board, like just a one-time fee. So in my mind, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I put together when she said fees. And I was wrong. Long story short, I was wrong. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a list real quick, actually, of a few fees that you will have to pay for as a realtor. Okay, so we have the MLS fees, we have the realtor association fees, we have the brokerage fees, we have the desk fees, franchise fees, licensing fees, license renewal fees, continuing education courses, the state exam fees, which you already know, marketing expenses, business cards, CRM subscription, because you're going to need to host those clients somewhere. You're going to need to make sure that you have a system set up that works for you. Website hosting, lead generation costs. You guys, like, super keys, like the keys for the, like, when I thought, you guys, what I thought when I joined and became a realtor, I thought that since I got licensed in California, I would have one key, like the super key that opens up any box in any county and all the things. And granted, I should have done my research. I should listen to my mom, but I didn't understand that you don't have a key in every county. Like, you have a key for wherever you are located in, and then you can purchase additional keys to co-op in different counties, areas, whatever. So I just wasn't prepared, you guys. It's a lot of money coming out. And while some of the fees are small, those fees add up. I just named over 10 fees, and that's not all of them. Like, the list goes on. A TC transaction coordinator. If you want a transaction coordinator, you're going to have to pay that transaction coordinator, baby. Nobody works for free here. So there's just so many fees. And if you pause, if you decide to stop your MLS for a second, baby, you got to pay a renewal or a reactivation fee. It's just, everything is a fee. Breathing as a realtor is a fee. So I want you guys to understand that you need to be prepared mentally. Do not quit your day job. I said that earlier. Do not quit your day job. And I'm heavy on F these jobs. Okay. I'm very big on create your own life, your own income, all the stuff. But when it comes to real estate, the fastest way to fail is to depend on that house that you thought you were going to sell that didn't sell because it fell through, and the client said they did all this stuff and said, I don't want the house anymore, or whatever the case may be. You don't want to depend on real estate like 100% before you really get it going, if that makes sense. Okay. So that is number 3. Number 4 is people really don't know what they want. And when I say this, I'm talking about buyers and sellers. Buyers and sellers will waste your time faster than a man. Okay. Like, they will. I've never seen an industry with the most unrealistic people. A lot of being a realtor is navigating people and their emotions and trying to get them to like think with common sense. And this sounds really bad, but I'm just being honest, you guys. We have buyers. You have buyers that want to purchase a house that is $1 million, but their budget is 600,000, 500,000, 400,000, and they're not realistic at all with their goals, with their buying goals. You have sellers that think that their house is a $1 million house and it's a piece of trash. Like, I can't explain. You guys, like, it's very unrealistic on both ends. I said maybe I would switch to a seller switch to being a seller's agent. But on both ends, you guys, they're both ridiculous. It's very rare that you come across a client with common sense. And again, this is not to be disrespectful. This is just being completely honest. Both sides of the fence are very unrealistic. Okay, number 5, knowing marketing and sales alone will not save you. I came into this, you guys, because I had so many people who were like, Mo, you would be great in real estate. Like, marketing, sales, like, blah, 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 all the stuff. Y'all, while I hear you and I understand that, I think it's really unrealistic to tell people this because it's so much bigger than knowing marketing and sales. You can market all you want and still attract the wrong clients. Or it could be the right client, just the wrong time. And for it to be such a big purchase, the times have to match. It has to be right client, right time. Like it literally has to line perfectly. And as someone who worked in radio and television for over 10 years, doing marketing and I've worked in sales doing insurance, been an insurance agent for years. I truly thought that I had it in the bag because of my experience and I know how to talk to people. I know how to sell. That's not the problem. That's not the problem. It's really, really the people and really trying to find clients who are genuinely ready to buy, realistic clients who are genuinely ready to buy. So when I tell you guys, it's not just about marketing and sales. It is way bigger than that, especially with the way the times have changed. Like, yeah, while sales and marketing do help, it's bigger than that. Number 6, deals fall through more than people talk about. I feel like we see a lot of the glitz and the glam of real estate on social media, like the house tours and the fun stuff, the sold flyers or, graphics and stuff and like all that stuff. This is not selling sunset, y'all. Like, and even there, things fall through. You know what I mean? But I think we see the very happy side of real estate versus what's really happening. And I don't know. I just feel like we don't see the downsides of it. Like when you're spending weeks and weeks and weeks filling out all this paperwork and doing all this stuff and making sure everything is going great and smooth, and then something falls through. So you guys, I just be realistic about the process and understand that while you will get a nice check at the end, you got to make sure the end actually follows through. Okay. Number 7, it's literally a group project. And I think this may be the thing that irritates me the most about real estate is because I know how to get things done. I'm used to doing everything myself. And in a sense, I'm okay with that because I know that things are getting done. You know what I mean? I've had so many times where lenders have messed up my deals. Like a client has brought in a lender that they just love and trust, and that lender was trash and they ruined the entire deal and it falls out of escrow because the lender failed to do something on their end or something like that. Like it drives me insane. And as somebody who I feel like I don't depend on people in real life, you really have to depend on people in real estate to help get the deal closed. And if you're not that type of person, it may not be the thing for you. I'm genuinely used to doing things myself. And the more that I worked in real estate on deals with other clients, mind you, you got to think about all the people, you guys. If I'm the buyer's agent, imagine I have to work with the seller's agent. We have to work with the seller. You know what I mean? We have to work with the transaction coordinator. The broker has to do or she has to do. If you have a mentor, you have to work with a mentor. It's just there's so many different people. The loan officer, whatever it may be, like there's so many people involved in your pot, and it's like you're really giving people the opportunity to either, in a sense, put food on your plate or take it off. You know what I mean? Because if somebody drops the ball, they're taking money off the plate. They're taking food off the plate. And I don't know. A part of me just does not feel comfortable with that unless it's a solid team. You know what I mean? It has to be real solid to where we're all on the same page and everything is just moving smooth and everybody knows what to do and they're getting it done. And they're doing their part. I have, in so many instances, had to try to step in and not I don't want to say be the loan officer, but like actively like remind them to do things. And it can be a lot. It can be a lot. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. If you are not a group project type person, baby, it's a group project. Not only is it like high school because it's catty and it's messy and it's, people can be very, very opportunistic here and shady in that way of like high school. It's also very much group project-ish. You know what I mean? So that's something to keep in mind. And that's really it, y'all. But I'm going to give you a bonus one and add on number 8. People are sneaky, y'all. And I said this like a little bit in the group project, just in what I just said earlier, but people can be really sneaky and catty in real estate. I've had people offer to mentor me and come in and take leads for me. I've had them like go around me in deals. I've had them it's the shadiest stuff sometimes. And I don't move like that. Like, I feel like what's for you is for you. I don't need to snake nobody to get some food. I don't. I don't need to snake nobody to eat. I don't. So those are just things to keep in mind because a lot of people are just in it for the sale. And while I understand we are here to make money, I just don't like I've seen a lot of stuff in this industry that I don't like. I don't personally like. I will not do. I don't care how good that person eats. I'm not about to do it because I believe in karma. I believe in, you know, good karma. So, yeah, that is really it. Okay, so now for my surprise. As I mentioned earlier, I don't want to sound like a hater. I don't want to sound negative. I just want to share a real experience with you guys that is authentic and not full of fluff. This is just my honest opinion. You do what you want to do. But my surprise to you all is I posted on Threads, I think last week or the week before last, and I want to get opinions of other fellow realtors so you guys can understand that I can't make this up. Okay. And I want you guys to see for yourself from other realtors what their experiences are and things that they wish they knew before becoming a realtor. Now, let me also add that the things that I said in this video are things that I already came up with before posting this on Threads. I already had this video sitting for a minute. Okay. I had to sit for a minute. I just didn't want to record it because I didn't want to feel like negative. But everything that they're saying was no influence to what I added to this video. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's jump into it. So I posted realtors, is this a safe space? What's something you wish you knew before becoming a realtor, and be honest, okay? So by Tanae said, you need boundaries early, you need systems early, and that's a fact, okay? Realtor Ivy B said, the cost of being a realtor. I thought I did my research on all the fees beforehand. I never considered how much to actually run my business. Subscriptions, marketing, money, and effort you put into deals that fall through, etc. Y'all, I can't make this up, okay? John Paul Garcia said that I have to be some sort of social media influencer on top of everything else. And that's a fact, y'all. I'm a very, very private person. So I don't really like people in my business like that. I just don't. Okay. Let me see. Hawaii Nick said that people will waste your time, effort, and money and either not realize it or not care. And that's a fact, y'all. I mentioned that earlier. A lot of people do not know what they want. A lot of people will literally drag you around town, knowing damn well they don't want to buy a house right now. They just want to they want to manifest. They want to manifest. If you want to manifest, take your butt to open houses. Okay. And mind you, before I got my house, I was somebody that used to manifest by wanting to see houses, but go to open houses. Do not make realtors waste their gas running around because you feel like you might want to buy. Now we have Marie Angie. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm trying to read it quick, but she said the business is feast or famine if you don't have systems in place. When those feasting seasons come, budget accordingly. Also, it costs money to make money. And like I mentioned to you guys before, you got to pay to play. That's what it is. Okay. Realtor Joe said that you will work like a dog for people and there's a possibility that you may not get paid. Y'all, what did I say? How many different hats you have to wear as a realtor? Y'all, when I tell you, I don't understand why people say that realtors don't do anything because we do a lot. Okay. And it's really, I low key feel like we're underpaid when all the fees get taken out. Brett Baker said it costs a lot of money to get started. The classes, the fees, the testing, the application fees, etc. I was not prepared for that. Also, you have to spend money to make money. More importantly, that big fat commission check dwindles quickly after splits, office fees, etc. Y'all, I hope everybody that is looking to become a realtor comes across this post. I really do. I really hope y'all do. Let's see. Ron Does NYC Real Estate says how people can be so shady to you when your number one responsibility is assisting them with one of the most important decisions of their life. I have a story time. If y'all want to let me know, I'm not going to go into that today, but I definitely have a story time about some shady stuff in real estate that happened to me from a client. Let's see. There's so many, you guys. Somebody said that I became a part-time therapist and life coach. Somebody said that the industry is extremely racist, but so is America. You guys, I have the craziest story time that from it's yeah, if y'all want that story time too, let me know. Let me see. Somebody else said the hustle before actually getting paid, how creepy it is walking into vacant homes in the winter. It gets dark here at 4 p.m. How much time you'll spend in your car. Budgeting is a must. The agents on the other side of the deal makes a huge difference. Absolutely. Like I said, y'all, group project. Your business doesn't have to look like everyone else's. And that's a fact. That's probably my favorite one. Because she covered everything that I almost everything that I think of when I think of things that I wish I'd known before becoming a realtor. Somebody else said all of the startup costs that comes with opening up your business, as you got how expensive it is, you guys, as you can see, it's a lot of money that comes out. The people that play in your face about buying a house will want to look at a million houses and then change their mind when they knew they were never going to buy in the first place. Y'all, I cannot stress this enough. It is very, very common, way too common. Offers never come in at convenient times. It's usually in the middle of 1,000 other tasks. Yeah, y'all. So it's so many different things on here that I feel like it's a lot to think about, you guys. So I hope you guys take away something from this. What I will say is, if you guys still are on your real estate journey, like I said, what's for you is for you. Nobody can take that away. I'm not trying to take that away from you guys. I just want to give you a real perspective. You guys can still see all the different things. I'm not going to read all of them because there's a lot. But again, I will link this in the description of this post. And then also, I do want to give you guys some tips on if you guys are truly interested in still pursuing real estate. I do want to give you guys some advice from me. So my advice would be to have a niche. That's the first thing. And I'm very big on, if you've seen my previous videos, I don't believe in niches unless it's in real estate. Because I feel like there's so many different things you can do in real estate. And if you try to do everything, you will do nothing. If you try to do everything, you will do nothing in real estate. And that's just what it is. To focus on two different things in real estate is a really, really good starting point. But I would recommend to find where you want to like stand. Like, for example, when I come back into real estate, I will not be doing I don't want to tell y'all. I don't want to tell y'all. I know what I won't be doing when I come back into real estate. I'll say that. So I'll say that. But make sure you have a niche. Another thing is, do not depend on your friends and family to support you, because baby, they won't. Okay. Some of them might, but let's not depend on our cousin to help to allow us to sell their house, because more than likely they know about 5 other realtors and they're not loyal to you in real estate. Okay. Another thing is, do your research. Of course, as I mentioned, I did my research for the most part. Another lady on the post that I just shared, she said that she did her research. I feel like there's never enough research when becoming a realtor, because there's always something new that you find out. It's always something that's slipping through the cracks. But still, do your research. Don't just take my word for it. I showed you these other people, but also just do your research. If you need to talk to somebody to get an opinion, talk to somebody that really has your best interest at heart. Oh, and let me see. Last thing but not least, there are so many ways to make money in real estate than to just become a realtor. I don't know why people's minds just go straight to realtor. I know why my mind went there is because I was inspired by my parents, but I don't know why people don't realize that there's so many different ways to make money in real estate, whether it's property management, whether it's just, I'm not going to go down the list. Just Google it, ChatGPT, whatever you need to do. But there's so many ways to make money in real estate. There's no reason to pay all these fees unless it's something you genuinely want to do. But I know right now that my passion, I have identified, is not riding, wasting my gas, driving people around to show them houses. Okay. So like I said, when I come back into real estate, maybe it's going to be way different. Okay. And it'll be worth it. And I'm excited, and I don't regret anything on my journey. I just know now what I will never do again. So, and they say never, but baby, I will never do it again. So that's all, you guys, I have for you guys today. Sorry, this video got kind of long, but if you guys have anything that you want to share in the comments, please do. If you found any value in this, let me know. Comment down below. If you're interested in getting your license, if you want to become a realtor, let me know how you feel now after watching this video. Again, I was not trying to be negative. I just want to share a real experience, and I have not seen those online. So I'm creating that. So I pray that everybody who needs to find this video will find it and make your decision. Like I said, whatever's for you is for you. And if you still have a passion for getting that license, driving people around, and waiting for a 30-day deal to close, then baby, it's all for you. Okay. But I hope that you guys get something from this. I'm not stopping you. I just want to encourage you to do what makes sense. All right. So love y'all. Thank you for being here. And I will see y'all in the next one. Make sure you're subscribed. Okay. Because I do way more content than just this. Okay. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.